Elder McDay, you read the obituary. You've seen all the things that she has done, all the accomplishments, all the things in the Lord that God called her to do, starting churches, helping people, caring about the community, just doing so much. God is saying, okay, she has done what I asked her to do. Now it's going to pass down to those of us who knew her. God is going to say, now, okay, she's with me, she's good. Can y'all say that when we say she's good?
She's good.
God is saying, yeah, she's good.
Right.
Now our want is passed down to us.
Yes.
Now, are we going to continue the legacy of what she has accomplished?
Amen.
You know, if someone like the person who started Walmart, he big corporation, wonderful.
Yeah.
Once he dies, that legacy will continue. It's not like, okay, it's over. Now his son has to start Mark Wall, start off from the beginning. No, you don't start over. He has a legacy. So what Grandma has done, God is saying, now, what are we going to do with what we learned from that? Amen? She was always about progression, always about our people doing better, increase, knowledge, wisdom, bachelor's degree. She wants, okay, God is saying, now it's in our court. He said, the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses my servant is dead. Now therefore arise. God is telling us to arise. If we don't go forward and do more than what Jesus said, the works that I do, greater works shall we do. Amen. God is expecting us, the people she's impacted, to do greater works. Amen. And there's so many distractions in this life nowadays that hinder us from doing greater works. And that's by design. It's not by happenstance. No, it's designed to keep us happy, to keep us content, to keep us, fighting with one another instead of helping one another. She helped. She was about helping people. Amen? So how much more is God going to expect from us to help us go forward? Help people go forward. Not only help, but want to go forward. Some people don't want to go forward. You know, there are some people that do not want to go forward. God is about, he says, arise. That's the word God is telling us today. Arise. Look, whatever level that we're at in our relationship with God, he's always demanding more. Amen? Well, I'm such and such. No, God is he always wants a closer relationship. Amen? He's always calling us up higher. He's always calling up to higher heights and deeper depths. Why? Because there's so much more. There's so many lives. There's so many souls that don't even know about Christ. Amen? So many people that don't know that Jesus is the answer. Amen? God is saying, arise. He said, and to give us confidence, he said, every place that the sole of your feet shall tread upon, I have given to you, from the wilderness. Now look, verse 5. There shall not be any man able to stand before thee all the days of your life. See, knowing that should help us to go forward. He says, no man can stop what I've given you to do. Nobody can stop it. Amen? If God, this is the key. If God has told you in New York, I'm from New York. If God has told you to go to California, guess what you got to do? You have to get to California. Well, I don't have a plane ticket to get to California. Well, you got to get a train ticket. Well, I don't have a train ticket to get to California. Well, you got to buy a bus ticket. Well, I can't get a bus, but you better get a car. I don't have my license. Well, you better get a bike. I don't know how to ride a bike, then you got to get a skateboard. Well, I don't have a skateboard. Well, walk to California. Well, that's too far to walk. How about look at California? Amen? But we have to do something to show God that I'm willing to do what you told me to do. Amen? It's too easy to say, I can't do it. It's too hard. The government, the Republicans, Fox News. We come up with any excuses. There's too many Chinese restaurants. The weather's bad. They're messing up. We got so many excuses. Why? But if there's 10,000 people telling you can't do something, and God's telling you to do it, you and God are the majority. Amen? You and God are the majority. You have to have that mentality. It says, there shall not be any man, no man can stand against you. If Donald Trump, if Bill Gates was to walk in here, and he said to each of us, if you do what it is I'm telling you to do, I'll finance it, I'll back it, I have any money you need, any resources you need, any finances you need, all you got to do is start that business that you have in you, and I'll help you, I'll finance it, don't worry about it. You know, people will go in that conflict. They will tell everybody, Bill Gates. Bill Gates is my partner. Bill Gates is helping me. Bill Gates, I'm going to start this business. I'm going to do that. Where you getting the money from? Bill Gates. He promised me. Bill Gates promised me. Now, how many people know that Bill Gates can lie? I'm not saying he's lying. I'm saying he has the ability to lie. You could have went and did everything, got all the material ready, started everything, and said, Bill Gates, I got everything ready, I'm going to start. And he could say, I don't know what you're talking about. Matter of fact, I lied. I was just talking. But we will have faith in what Bill Gates said. Here's a man that can lie. We will have faith in what he said. But here God in verse 5 says, there shall not be any man able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. But we won't honor that. Here God, who cannot lie, promised us. Bill Gates, who can lie, promised us. Which side we're going to believe? Amen. He says, as I was with Moses. See, how would Joshua know? Because Joshua was with Moses all the time. Joshua was around Moses. He stayed around Moses. He saw how God just did things in Moses' life. How the Red Sea parted and water ran and all the miracles that he saw in the plagues of Egypt. He saw examples. Amen? So we have to stay connected to what God is doing so we can have confidence in Him. Amen? We can't not be connected to God, the source, and expect the source to move in our life. Amen? Verse 7 says, only be thou strong and very courageous. Verse 8, this book of the law shall not depart of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein, day and night. That's where the problem comes in. We say day and night. Father, I can't concentrate on reading and study your word day and night. I have things I have to do. I have shows that come on. I got Real Housewives of Atlanta. I got this reality show. I got this. I'm not going to ruin I'm not going to take all my time. But he's saying, day and night, meditate on His word. Right. And you know how we can do that? Ephesians chapter 5. I'm going to look at a point about that. Ephesians chapter 5. Ephesians chapter 5. Verse 18 says, and be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with what? Be filled with the Spirit. Be filled with the Spirit. Be filled with the Spirit. If it says be filled, guess what? You could be empty. Amen? If the Bible is telling us to be filled, guess what? We can be empty. The worst thing I hate is when I get up in the morning to go to work and I pick up my phone and guess what? It's not charged. That is one of the worst feelings. If you got to get on the train, if you're in the car, maybe you can charge. But if you got to get on the train to go to work and you don't have your phone charged, you realize I cannot use this phone today the way I want to use it because I did not charge it. Amen? The Bible says, be ye filled. When we're not filled, we don't function the way we're supposed to function. Amen? We don't operate the way we're supposed to operate because we're not filled. That phone, no matter how good the phone is, if it's not charged, I mean, you can get Facebook, you can get Twitter, you can calculator, pictures, camera, make calls, all that. But if it's not charged, guess what? It's not going to work. There's no connection. But you know, people will make sure that their phone is, people will make sure their phone is charged. Including me, we make sure. Why? Charge it at night. Keep it plugged in. We got to charge it in the car. Make sure that's good. We got to charge it at work. We keep a second battery just in case we don't have to charge, we can change. I've seen people charging in department stores, in the mall. They plugged in at the mall. They're talking while they plug. Because they have to make sure that they're connected, that they're charged, because they realize the importance of being filled. Amen? We're more concerned about our phone being charged and our spirit is empty. Amen? Our spirit has no energy. It's not full, but we're okay as long as I can make a phone call. Amen? Wonder why we don't see the explosion of the way the Word makes God makes some serious promises in His Word. He doesn't play. He doesn't say, I'll try to meet some of your needs. He doesn't say, by Jesus' stripes, some sicknesses should be healed. He speaks totality. He says, I supply all of your needs. He said, by Jesus' stripes, you are healed. These are serious promises. If we're not seeing the manifestation like we want to see it, if we're not seeing it on this end, and this is the one making the promises, I would have to believe that the problem is on this end. Amen? Well, God, you the problem. No, God's not the problem. He laid out what it is that we're supposed to do. He says, be ye filled with the Spirit. We have to make sure that every day we're filled with the Spirit. Amen? Because the society, life, going out, everything is going to challenge us. Whether it's job, work, family, friends, will challenge that. And if we're not filled, we're not going to make the proper choices that we should make. We're not going to do the right things that we're supposed to make. Not saying we'll be perfect, but we'll have that connection with God where we can make it easier to make the right decision. Amen? Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1. So be ye filled. Be ye filled. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1. I only got two more. I told you I wasn't long. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1 says, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon the throne high and lifted up, and his train filled with the temple. In the year the king died, I saw the Lord high and lifted up. How many people know God was always high and lifted up? He was always high and lifted up. But Isaiah didn't see him until the king died. Amen. King was blocking his focus, blocking his view, hindering him from seeing God the way he was supposed to see him. Amen. God was always high and lifted up. That's not an issue. But he couldn't see it because he was focused on the king. What is blocking our focus so we don't see God the way we're supposed to see him? What is in our way that's hindering us from us seeing God high and lifted up? Because God is always going to be high and lifted up. But some of us don't see him that way. Amen? We see God through the glasses of bills. We see God through the glasses of sickness. We see God through the glasses of people that are not living the way they're supposed to live. No one should hinder our sight of seeing God the way he is. Because seeing God high and lifted up gives me strength to live the life that I'm supposed to live. Amen. When I see God the way he is, that gives me energy. That encourages me to be filled. That encourages me to read the word. Amen. See, this is not, like I said about the phone charging. People got the charging the phone at home. We got two chargers at home. We got a charger in the car. We got a charger at work. We got an extra battery. And then we do that. But we only go to this twice a week. We only plug in to the word twice a week. We're not going to be filled that way. Amen? The phone is charged. We don't got to worry about that. Phone is got 6 bars. It's fully charged, fully equipped. Don't worry about the phone. Our spirit got 1.5 bars. Amen? And we're trying to live the life that God called us to live on 1.5. If that's not good for our phone, how do we think that's good for our spirit? Amen? If that's not good for if that's not good enough for our phone, how do we think we're gonna live the life that God called us to live? That's why we're on edge. That's why we're angry. That's why we get upset. That's why we don't do what we're supposed to do, because we got 1.5. We more empty than we are full. We close to the to the end than we are to the top. Amen. Jeremiah 1:5.